Hello guys, welcome back to another session of my video, and I hope this video meets you very well. So in this video we'll be making this exact page. So this is the UI of what we want to do right now. So this is the UI design of what we want to achieve right in this video. Okay, so we'll be making use of HTML and Bootstrap right in this video tutorial. Okay, if you've not seen some of my previous video, do well to see more of my previous video. Guys, if you are just coming across my channel, I'm Sylvester, and I make videos centered around making money on the internet, web development, learning management system, and a lot of them. Okay, so I've done this UI design of this simple page. So this is a very simple design because I want to make it very simple for beginners. Okay, so right on this page we have this header area. Okay, this look like a breadcrumb, so where we have the directory of the page where we are. Then this is just a button here. Okay, so this is a bootstrap button that we have right here, and here we have this simple information. Okay, then we have this image. So this is a very simple UI design that we have right here. Okay, so right now we are going to be designing this same page using HTML Bootstrap framework. Okay, so right now I'm going to jump right to my Visual Studio Code. Okay, right inside my Visual Studio Code, then what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to create a new document or a new file from here. So I'll click on create new, then I'll call it contactus. So it is an HTML file, so I'll click enter. So this is it right here. Okay, so that is what we have right here. Then I'm going to be using the EMET abbreviation. So if you are not familiar with the EMET abbreviation, try to check the EMET abbreviation online. So I'm going to write HTML5. Okay, so we are making use of HTML5, then I'll click enter. So it's going to structure your design for you, so you don't have to be writing the doc type, all of those by yourself. Okay, so what we are going to be doing right now is if you look at this right here, you see that we have this head section right here. We have this. Okay, so let's make it side by side. We have this right here, so let me close this. Okay, so we have this right here, then we have this, then we have this. Okay, so in Bootstrap, I want to believe that you understand a little bit of Bootstrap. So right here in this session, we're going to be making use of the Bootstrap grid system. Okay, so what I need right now, I need this session, I need this and this. Okay, so I'm going to be making use of let me call it so I like commenting my work. So I'll say the head or the breadcrumb. So let's call this the breadcrumb. Then let's call this the contacts. Okay, so those are two major things that we're going to work on. Okay, let's push this one down. Okay, so right inside here, uh, I'm going to have a div. Okay, so I'm going to have one div. Then right here, I'm going to have my second div. Okay, so I'm going to have my second div. So I have my first div, then I have my second div. Okay, so I'm going to push this down, then I'm going to push this down. So this is everything that we need to do this. Okay, because it's a very simple page that we want to write. Okay, so I'm going to put this as should I use, okay, let me just use a paragraph, then let me call it contacts. Okay, so if I call it contacts, then we're going to, okay, so let me open it in the live server. So if you don't have the live server on your so this is what we have right here. Okay, you can see. Okay, so this is what we have right here. This is what we have. Okay, so the second one, I'm going to be having Okay, so this is what we need right now. So I'm going to be putting some style. So I'll create a class and call it so I'll give it display. I'll give it display one test center. So these are bootstrap. Okay, so test center. Then I will also give this a container. I'll make this a container. Then I'm going to make it I'm going to make it fluid. Okay, for you to know what all these things are, I would like to put the style, because if I write all of this styling and we are not seeing it here, then you might not really understand what those things are. So I have this bootstrap styling here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my contact page. So right before the title, then I'm going to push it right here. So I'm going to uh, paste it right there. Okay, so you can see now that this come to the center. Okay, because we just added the bootstrap styling. Okay, if you see it here, so this is the styling CDN JS delivery bootstrap 5. So I'm making use of bootstrap 5. Then I've installed my bootstrap already. Okay, so this is the CSS style sheet. Okay, so right now I want to make this container fluid. You might not understand. Okay, let me just leave it as only container. Then let me make it BG, that's background dark. Okay, so background dark. Then okay, so background dark. Then okay, sorry, I forgot to give it a class. Okay, so I have to give it a class. So as you can see here now that it's coming, right? Okay, so the background is dark. So as you can see, there are some spaces right here. You can see it doesn't get to the edge. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to reduce, okay, so that you can see it very well. So I'm going to make it container fluid. So when I say container fluid, then it's going to float to the end. Okay, so you can see now that it's full. Okay, so I'm going to make it because the background is dark, then I'm going to make it test light. Okay, so that the text can come out. Okay, so you can see that there's no enough space right now, so I'm going to say py, that's padding in y-axis, okay, from the top and the bottom. So then I'm going to make it 5, okay, so that we can have enough space right now. So you can see that is more presentable, so it's look almost exactly like what we have right here. Okay, so it look exactly like what we have right here. Okay, so I'm going to close this down. I think we are done with that. So that's the breadcrumb. Then I'm going to come down to the contacts itself. Then I'm going to give this a class. So I'm going to give this a class. Then I'm going to call it a container. Okay, so I'm going to call this a container. Then inside this container, I want to have some row and column. Okay, because I want to make use of the grid system for this. Okay, I want to make use of the grid system for this. Then I'm going to write inside here that I want another div that is going to be uh, with a class of row. Okay, so with a class of row, then inside this row I want to have some column. So because right here we have 2 column, so I'm going to make use of the grid system. Then I'm going to say, okay, this should go for a class of row. Okay, then it should go with class of row. Then let me copy that. Okay, when I copy that, then I'll come down right here and just duplicate it there. Okay, so let's just write anything right now so that we can see that there's something there. Okay, okay, So right now we have, as if you can see it very well. Okay, let me make it 100% so that you can see what we have right here. So you can see right here that it's very close to the edge. That's because there's a error here, so it's supposed to be container and not container. Okay, so that you see that it's now come here, so you have to be very careful of your spelling. Okay, so right here we have this, so which is on top of each other. Okay, so let's write image here, then let's write contacts here. Okay, okay, so we want it to be side by side. We don't want it to be at the top of each other. We don't want it to stack. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to make this, I just make it uh, a column, sorry, a column. Okay, so you have to be careful. So now you see that we have one column here and the other column right here. Okay, so I'm going to come right here and see image. Okay, so that I don't do mistake. Okay, so that you can follow uh, the div. Okay, so this is what we have right here. Then under here I want to just copy all of this. I want to come right here and copy this. Okay, so that's what I'm going to write inside here. So inside this div I'm going to, okay, so inside this div I'm going to break this down. Then I'm going to create a button right here, as we have right here. Okay, so I'm going to create this button and put it here. Okay, so I'm going to create a button and give it a class, or let me give it a type of button. Then I'm going to give it a class of btn. Then I'm going to say btn. So which type of button do I want to use? I want to use the primary button. Okay, then you can see that the button is on the image here. Okay, so I want to close this right now. Okay, so I'm going to close the button. Okay, and write contacts, or what do you have there? Okay, contact details. Okay, so I'm going to write contact details right here. Okay, that's what we have right now. So but before then I want to also make sure that the button is not having a lot of, okay, so I want to see, should I give it on this row or I should give it on this column. Okay, so let me give the total row margin from the top, because it's very close to the breadcrumb. So margin top I'll use 5 so that we can have some space. Okay, so then I want the button to be rounded. If I put rounded equals 0, then there's not going to, the button edge is going to be sharp. Okay, so I want the button to be peeled. Okay, so that's exactly what we have right here. Okay, then I want the button to be a very large button, so I'm going to say btn lg, as you can see now. Okay, then I don't want it to be blue, so I'm going to give it an outline. I'm going to give it an outline of primary. Okay, so when we now over on it, then it's going to be blue. Okay, that's exactly what we have right here. Okay, so that's exactly what we have right there. Okay, so I think we've achieved this now. Then I'm going to come back here. Then we have this our contact here. So let me copy that. Let me copy that and just come right after the button. Let me create an H5. Okay, so inside this H5, that's where I'm going to push it. Then okay, so inside the H5, then I'm going to say any text should start from the beginning. Test starts. Okay, so our test should be from the start. Okay, let me close this. Our test should be from the start. Or okay, let me remove it from here. Column. Okay, so let me say let me give this a class and say font size 1. Okay, so you can see that it's more bolder. Font size 1. Then I also want to make sure that the text is from the beginning. Test start. Okay, so I think that's okay for that. Then I'm going to come right here and create a paragraph. Okay, so this paragraph I'm also going to give it a class. Okay, let's just copy what is there. Okay, let's copy this. Okay, so I'm going to copy or paste what I have right here. So I'm going to paste it right inside here. I'm going to paste this right inside here. So as you can see, this is what we have here, but this is not the same fonts. Okay, so I'm going to give it a class. Then I'll say font size. Let me use 4. So font size 4. That's font size 4, right? Okay, so font size is 4. I think it's the same now. Font size is 4. Then we're going to create an H3 here. H3. Then I'll say colors 247. Okay, then okay, let me just copy all of this. Let me just paste it here. Give this a paragraph. So let me use paragraph and history. H3. H3. Okay, so I think that's okay. Then let's give this a paragraph too. Okay, so let's align this. Okay, so I think we have the same now. So let's do some styling. So let me just say top 5. I think it's okay. Okay, 5. Okay, so there's enough space now. Okay, so there's enough space. Then this font, I want it to be the same as this, so I'm going to give it the same class. Then 4. Okay, so I think that's okay. Okay, class font size 4. Okay, so I think that's okay. So that's okay. So we have the image here. So I think we're already getting right now we're already getting what we want to achieve. Okay, So if we open this contact us, then if you open this contact us, I think it's almost the same now. Okay, so okay, so we already have almost the same thing. So what we need to do right now is, as you can see, this is too long, so it's not like what we have here. So we have to push this image right inside here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, let's finish this part first. Okay, we are done with that, so let's push in the image. Okay, so let's close this so that we can see what we have. So don't forget, this is what we have right here, and this is what we have right here. Okay, so let's scroll down a little bit. So we have the image here, so we are going to break it down here the way we break the other one down. So I'm going to give it a tag image, then I'm going to call the source, then I'm going to put the alternate contact technology. Okay, so if the image is not displaying, then this is the text that is going to display. Okay, as you can see it right here. Okay, so you can see it if the image is not there. Okay, so let me delete this so that you can see very well. Okay, so you can see. Okay, so the alternate is very important. Contact technology. Okay, so if the image is not there, so we can put so I'm going to pull that image from here. So I already have this image already. Okay, so right now I want to pull the image. I want to pull the image. So I already have the image right here. So inside my components, I think should be here, customer care. Okay, okay, so this is the image. So I'm going to copy the relative parts, then I'll go back here and just paste it there. Okay, so I paste it there, so you can see now the image is there. Okay, so this is the image, and this is the one we are working with, and this is the one we are working with right now. Okay, so if I expand it, then you can see it better. Okay, so we create a column, we create two columns right here, then we push the first information into this first column, then we put the image into the second column, then we give it some little margin top so that we can have some white space from the breadcrumb. Okay, so I think this is almost what we have right now. So I'm going to expand it. So as you can see right now, it's still floating on each other. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to come right into this column and say MD, then MD, let me use MD. I'm supposed to use MD8. Okay, okay, let's see if anything happens. Nothing happened yet. Then I'm going to, the grid system is of uh, 12 columns, so I'm going to say MD, then since we already have it, then I'm going to give this 4. Okay, so you can see now that this has pushed this down, then we have to bring this up, so this one is not floating to this direction again, then we have to push that up. Okay, so right now okay, let me check everything. Let's see, we created this, then we push this in, so from where you can close this, push this in. Supposed to have the image here by now. Okay, so because we are done with everything, so let me try to check again. Okay, so this is this should be 8, not 7. 8 and 4. Okay, 8 and 4. Okay, 8 and 4. So let me be sure. Okay, so we push this in. We have paragraph here, h3, h3. Okay, this is the problem. Okay, so this is where the problem is. There's no opening div right here, so we're going to delete this. Okay, so if I delete that, you see. Okay, so uh, that was when I was trying to style all of this. Okay, so we have the same thing we have right here. So we have same thing now. So what we need to do now is to push this away small. So I'm going to put this as 7, then I'm going to put this as 5. Okay, so we have more space now. Okay, so uh, also I want to give the image a class fluid, so that okay, let's check very well if everything is okay. So what we have here is also what we have right here. Okay, so what we have here is what we have right here. So let me give it a class fluid. So I'm going to create a class here, class, then image fluid. Okay, so it's better now, so that it doesn't get to the edge. Okay, when it's on small screen. Okay, let me remove that so that you can see the effect. Okay, before I remove it, you can see that there's space here. So if I remove the fluid, then you see that it's going to full everywhere. Okay, so it's going to full all the position. So I don't want it to full everywhere, so that's why I give it the class. Okay, so that it look more presentable. Okay, so that's what we have. Okay, so that's what we have. This is a very simple page. It's a very simple contact us page. Okay, so you can see. Okay, so this is 100%. So this is what we have: contact details, then contact details. Okay, I think this button is more bigger than the one we have here. Okay, because I make this a big button. Okay, so we can also decide to change the layouts. Okay, so I mean the layout of the button. So if you want it to, you can say 0, so it's going to remove all the border radius around it. You can make it 2, then it's going to, you see that there's some radius right here, but I want it to be circle totally, so I make it pure. So that's what we have right there. Okay, so you can also decide to change the button style. You can also say warning. Okay, so warning is like this. Okay, so this is the warning. Then you can also say danger. Okay, so we have the danger, that's red. Then we also have the success. Okay, so that's green. So depending on the one you want, so I prefer the primary, because the previous pages that I built, they are primary colors. Okay, so if you find this video very useful, please don't forget to share this video to people that you know they might want to learn simple design like this. Okay, this is a very simple design. It takes less than some minutes. We use the emmet abbreviation to pull out this information. Then we included the bootstrap style sheets at the top. Okay, so if you are building this in a real-time environment, or if you are using this on a real-life website, then you might want to include the bootstrap CDN, so that the page load faster. Okay, so you can add this at the end here. Okay, so if you want to learn more, okay, so let me also change this. So as you can see, this is what we have here: document. So this is also important for SEO purpose. So I can say contact start with technology. Okay, so I put something like this here, but in real life this is how it is being placed. Okay, title, then the site name, then title. Okay, so that's that. So you can also join my UI. I also have a UI UX courses that you might want to take if you don't like coding. Maybe you don't like coding, but you like doing some design. So you can also do this type of design as a UI UX designer. You can check out my UI UX design course, or you might also check out my website design courses. And I also have website design courses that you don't even have to write any code. Okay, so this might look a lot to some people, then they might find it very difficult to even comprehend and understand because they don't like coding at the first place. I also have a website design course using Excel spreadsheets, where you can design websites using only Excel spreadsheets and some other things that I showed in the course. Okay, if you find this video useful, if you have any question, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you are a Bootstrap guru, you watch this video and you think there are some things that can be improved on in this video, then don't forget to share, because we keep learning every day. Okay, thank you all guys. Love you all. See you next time.